स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सत श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। स्कांद फंगराचार्य विभूति फंगराचार्य डिवाइन ग्रेस श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन धाम की जय। श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। श्री नवदीप धाम की जय। श्री मायापुर धाम की जय। जगन्नाथ क्षेत्र नीलाचल धाम की जय। गंगा जमुना माई की जय। तुलसी महारानी की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। भुवन मंगल हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन मृदंग की जय। संवेद भक्त वृंद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Jai. Thank you so much for giving me opportunity to speak about this verse. We are taking this Canto 1, Chapter 9, text number 12. Aho kastam aho nyanyam yad यद्यूयं धर्मनंदनः जीवितं नार्हत क्लिष्टं विप्रधर्माच्युताश्रया। अहो कष्टं अहो अन्यायं यद्यूयं धर्मनंदनः जीवितं नार्हत क्लिष्टं विप्रधर्माच्युताश्रया। अहो कष्टं अहो अन्यायं यद्यूयं धर्मनंदनः जीवितं नार्हत क्लिष्टं विप्रधर्माच्युताश्रयः। Word by word meaning. Aho, oh, oh. You would like to at least read that verse? Any one of you?
Yes, Prabhu. Go ahead, devotees.
Hare Krishna. Aho kashtam aho niyayam yadyayam dharma nandana jivatam narhata klishtam vipra dharma chayata shriyaha. Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Hare
Aho
Krishna.
kasta. Hare Krishna. Aho kastam aho anyayam yadiyam dharmanandana jivatum natha killastam vipradharma chutasraya. Hare Krishna.
Mataji.
अहो कष्टम अहो अन्यायम यद्युयम धर्मनंदन जीवितं नर्हत क्लिष्टम विप्रधर्माच्युताश्रयः। हरे कृष्ण।
Word by word meaning.
Hare Krishna. Aho kashtam aho nayam yad iyam dharmanandanaha jivitam narhata krishtam vipradharma chutashrayah. Hare Krishna.
Aho, oh, custom, what terrible suffering. Aho, oh, anyayam, what terrible injustice. Yet, because you all of you, good souls, dharma nandanaha, sons of religion personified, jivitum, to remain alive, na, never, arhatha, deserve, klistam, suffering, vipra, brahmanas, dharma, piety, achyuta, God, ashayaha, being protected by. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vishnudev said, oh, what terrible suffering, what terrible injustices you good souls suffer are being the sons of religion personified. You did not deserve to remain alive under those tribulations, yet you were protected by the Brahmanas, God, and religion. Purport. Maharaj Yudhishthir was disturbed due to the great massacre in the battle of Kurukshetra. Vishnudev could understand this and therefore he spoke first of the terrible sufferings of Maharaj Yudhishthira. He was put into difficulty by injustice only, and the battle of Kurukshetra was fought just to counteract this injustice. Therefore, he should not regret the great massacre. He wanted to point out particularly that they were always protected by the Brahmanas, the laws, and religious principles. As long as they were protected by these three important items, there was no cause of disappointment. Thus, Bhishmadev encouraged Maharaj Yudhishthira to dissipate his despondency. As long as a person is fully in cooperation with the wishes of the Lord, guided by the bona fide Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, and strictly following religious principles, one has no cause for despondency. However, trying the circumstances of life, Vishnudev is one of the authorities in the line, wanted to impress this point upon the Pandavas. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Tadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yupapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanutam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Katan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanutam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Namokute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratushe Nama Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Nama Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this is an important verse. This is being told by Bhishmadev that how much suffering he was encountering, the suffering of Pandavas and how they suffered. Pandavas, Kunti Devi was with them, and from very childhood, Mother Kunti became widow. She had to take care of these children, 5 of them. Children, she has to take care of them, and her husband was not there. Her husband's elder brother, Dhritarashtra, he was also like greedy for the position. He wanted to become the king and have Duryodhana, his eldest son, to be the princess. So rather than giving the position to Yudhishthira Maharaj, who was elder, he wanted to assure the position of Yudhishthira Maharaj, and giving them one trouble after another. Means there was like giving poison to Bhima, Lakshagraha, disrobing this Draupadi, and so one after another. Now due to Krida, like gambling match, it was decided that after the gambling match, although that was also very tricky and there was no justice, but later on they said that if you go for, that was the second gambling match, that if you go for 12 years in the forest and 1 year incognito, so they fulfilled all that. Still, they would not give anyone just a point of the needle, that the land that must cover the point of the needle, they were not giving that. So in this way, there were enough trouble. And even after the battle also, there was several problems, like Dhritarashtra still stayed with the Yudhishthira Maharaj, who will respect him as the father, as if he is the king. And so when Vidur came, he chastised him that you are eating on the house of the Bhima, who has killed your all the 100 sons. Are you not ashamed of that? Go away, get out of this. So he took him to the forest for meditation after Himalayas, then his wife also followed, even Kunti Devi also. Then later on, when Pandavas knew this, then they become discovered and they also left their kingdom. So in this way, there was many troubles, many tribulations, and now after the battle, Yudhishthira Maharaj was lamenting, so much so that he could not feel peace. He asked Lord Krishna and many other saintly people, Narad Muni, others. He consulted them, and he could not be satisfied because Krishna wanted that he gets the lessons from Bhishma Dev. You may say Bhishma Dev was on the other side, like fighting on the side of the Kauravas rather than on the Pandava side, because he ate at the house. He was supported by Duryodhana or Dhritarashtra, and because of this, because of the contaminated food, then when he was lying on the bed of arrows, then his blood that was contaminated blew out. Then he became very peaceful. He became that, yes, now I don't have that blood that was found by the food given by Bhima and his brothers or Yudhishthira Maharaj. And then he could understand the whole situation and he wanted to give the instruction to Yudhishthira Maharaj. Krishna knew like this is a glorious departure for Bhishma Dev. So Krishna was smiling and he was prepared to leave, but Yudhishthira stopped him. Yudhishthira was overwhelmed with grief and ridden with guilt. Kind-hearted as he was very kind-hearted. And he considered that the massacre in the Kurukshetra war was carried out just to enthrone him as the king of Hastinapur. He personally felt responsible for the bloodshed in the war and lamented deeply for this sin. Yudhishthira could not be pacified by anyone, including his grandfather Vyasadeva and even by Krishna. Desiring to understand Dharma, he was inspired by Krishna to visit Bhishma Dev. So this is how Bhishma Dev is, when they were coming there to see him, he was pointing them out. Oh, what kind of injustices that you suffer. So he pointed out then all the sufferings that they have gone through. So he was at the battlefield of Kurukshetra, lying on a bed of arrows. Yudhishthira proceeded accompanied by his brothers, Krishna, Vyas, and several others. So Grand Shire Bhishma Dev emphasized with the lifelong adversities inflicted upon the Pandavas by unrighteous Kauravas. He became happy to see the righteous and deserving Pandavas raised to the royal position. Finally, he pacified and encouraged Yudhishthira, taught him the codes of various dharmas, and advised him to rule the kingdom without hesitation. He pointed out to them that everything has come to pass according to the supreme will of Krishna, and therefore there is nothing to them. So, supreme will of Krishna, and they were protected by the Brahmanas, the Lord, and religious principles. So, Lord himself was there. The Dharma, his personified Dharma, Yudhishthira Maharaj is like Dharmaraj, Yamraj, he was there. And Brahmanas means the Vaishnavas, they were also around. Narad Muni, Vyas there. So he was pacified by all of this and he was protected by all this. So Krishna protects always his devotees. Krishna, he is so much so Bhakta Vatsal. Even for Bhishma Dev promised that I will have Krishna take the weapons, and he did fulfill the desire of his devotee. He does not care about his devotee or lying himself, but he protects his devotees at any stage, and he keeps the devotees. That is the Krishna's nature, Swabhava of Krishna's nature, that that they want to keep ahead of them. So the main reason that Krishna wanted that Yudhishthira Maharaj sits on the throne, that was his plan, that he was appeared to destroy all the demonic forces, like along with Jarasandha and others, his whole party 17, 18 times that he attacked, and Kalavan, in many ways that he killed all those. Now remaining were joining the side of Duryodhana, who were on the opposite side, including even Bhishma Dev joined the other side. But his heart was always for his grandchildren, for his Yudhishthira Maharaj, or Bhima, Arjun. So he loved them, and he will cry to see the suffering of this, but he could not do anything. And that was also you may say that Vishnu Dev is out of the 12 Mahajanas. Out of 12 Mahajanas, he is one of them. So why he did not protect? So he, because of the food, if one eats the food at a wrong place, from the demonic forces are not devotees, then the mind gets contaminated, polluted. So his mind was polluted, and then he could not speak. He was just calm. He could have spoken. He could have chastised Duryodhana or Ashwatthama, who was pulling the sari of Draupadi. So Krishna is saying his Vatavarsha. So Krishna likes Aishwarya Gyan Shunya Prita, without any opulence, without any, like he was at the house of Duryodhana, he thought that I will give him opulent food, opulent places, I will respect him, but he did not care about all this. So Krishna even now also does not care about all the opulences. He cares about the love, inner heart, the feeling, the what is his emotions about him, about Krishna. Does he has attachment to something else? He likes Ek Chhatra Raj, one pointed kingdom on the heart, like he's always thinking. Ekantiki bhakti, ekantiki, without anyone else. Anya vilashita shunyam, no of any other vilash. Just so our desire is to serve Krishna and please Krishna. Krishna sukhe ke tatkar mein seva. And then Prahlad, Harish Sudodaya, talking about the Prahlad, he's telling Prahlad, Sada Muktopi Badosmi Bhaktesu Sneha Rajubi, that I'm tied out by the loving relationship with my devotees. And I'm tied up by that rope of love. Ajitopi Jitoham, that I'm unconquerable, but I'm conquered by the Bhakti, Vashikrata. So Krishna in this way, so teaching Gaurav Buddhi that Krishna is so great, opulent. Krishna does not like that. Jagdish is feeding everybody. His primary names is related to Radha Raman. When so many he likes the names related to his devotees, not related to his opulences or Jagdishwar. So he says that give up. That this is Prahlad Maharaj was told by Narsimhadev that give up your fear and I do not like the Gaurav, but means you just put me very high on the as far as aristocracy. I'm not that way. I like without any sankoch, without any change in the mind, without any in heart, clean, clear heart, surrender to me and loving me and serving me, just like gopis. Gopis used to, like, they are pure devotees of the Lord, and they make him dance on just a few drops of chas, buttermilk. So, and he was dancing also. So one whoever has a relationship and tries to have the darshan of the Lord and talks to the Lord, then and loves the Lord, then even he's purnakam, he's completely, he does not need anybody's help or anybody's food or anything. But that Krishna likes again and again and again. If one does to the temple, loves Krishna, offers him something very, very minimal, talks to the Lord in a prayerful mood, then Krishna likes that. And he feels very satisfied with that kind of seva. That he's nitya mukta, means he's completely free, but he is tied up by the rope of love by his devotees. One who gives up his all the relationship in the material world and connected to Krishna, then he becomes his and Krishna becomes, so the devotee becomes the Krishna's and Krishna becomes for the devotee. So that is the relationship that we are hungry for that. Means there is no bandhu other than Krishna. If we have our friendship, like we are in the material world, we are here for friendship, so many opulences, and to show things, and jealousy with other people, show up different things. In that way, those people who behave in that way, it's very difficult for them to connect to Krishna. So savior and seva. Savior means one who is being worshipped, and sevak is who is worshipping. Then when there is this Gauravati, feeling that he is such a great and I'm so infinitesimal, so that is becomes a disturbance in the relationship. So So Sri Krishna wanted to teach this to Narad Muni. And Narad Muni, that he acted like, you all know that story, that he acted as if he has a headache. And he said that any devotee who could give me his charanamrit or dust from their feet, then my headache would be cured. And so everybody, even Rukmini and Mahishiya, and even including Narad Muni, Satyabhama, they all said, how it is possible? He is our worshipable Lord, he is our master, and by giving them the dust from our feet, what would happen? We will go to the hellish planets. So they were thinking of themselves rather than the headache of Lord Krishna. But Naradji, when he went to Vraj Gopis, and then they said, oh, just this little thing that will cure our Lord. We love him so much. Even if you go to hell, we don't care. And they collected so much oil. Whole bag was filled up with the dust from the feet of the gopis. So gopis have unflinching faith, unflinching, to want to see that Krishna is happy in one way or another. So that's why that Aradhya Bhagwan Vrajashatana, if you want to do the Aradhana, worshipping, Tad Dhama Vrindavanam. So that is in Vrindavan Dham, Ramya Kachid Upasana Vrajavadu Varjanaya Varganaya Kalpita. That whatever the way that gopis have done, if you follow in their footsteps, then naturally Krishna would be very happy. Srimad Bhagavatam Pramana Mahamanam, that is command in Srimad Bhagavatam, that how they will stay at the home of Yudhishthira Maharaj for months together, for a year together, he will stay there because of the loving. He went from Duryodhana to Meva Tyagi Saga Vidura. He went to the house of Viduru. Viduru was a devotee of the Lord. And Vidur was not there, but Vidurani was there. And when she heard the voice of Krishna, she immediately fell so much in love with the Lord. Let me go right away, open the door, let me welcome him. So she went without even any clothing. And Krishna put his uttariya and his outer garment on this Vidurani. Out of love, she was giving banana. Tears were coming and she gave only banana peels. And what the taste he had, that was not there in the pulp. Because this is the taste is of the love. Krishna wants also. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prachati tadam bhakti upaharta asnami paratatma. That it is sarobar, it is completely, it is covered by the love of bhakti. It does, but even this simple food, patram pushpam phalam toyam, anybody can get it, but it has to be love. It has to be tinged with love. It has to be with love, not without love. So Krishna wants our love, he reciprocates our love. One time, Ramanujacharya, he asked, one Brahman asked that, please engage me in your service. When Ramanujacharya said that, oh, that's what you want, then give me your charanodar, your water that is washing your feet. So Brahman did that without any hesitation. So then Ramacharya became very, very happy that he's hearing, he's making me pleased by, because I wanted him to do this service and he's doing it. He did not think that I will go to hell because he was the spiritual master of this Brahman. So he did not care about his mangal or amangal, whether he would be auspicious for him or not auspicious for him, he did not care. His aim was to engage in the loving service. So if he would have thought of his mangal, that whether it is good for him or not, then it is not service. It is he's doing his own service. Like even the this other than the gopis, Narad Muni, Satyabhama, Rukmini, nobody gave the dust from their feet. So they were serving their own purpose. That is not a pure business. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamata Tatra Daro. Other than the gopis' service to the Lord, there is nothing top, nothing higher than that. That is the one shloka, Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Gaurav Jnana Shunya, that is that you love without saying that, oh, he is the Supreme Lord, let me worship him, let me please him, he will give me so much opulence. So then when that feeling is there, that is a business. Krishna is hungry or without any hesitation, one loves him, without any feeling that he is great. So that Priti Ras, that loving relationship, other than in the gopis or other than his devotees, nobody has it. There is no other literature, no other religious principles who has this kind of bhakti to describe about this bhakti. And in this way, he lives in the heart of his devotees. And just like a wrestler, Bhaura, he sits there and goes around his devotee. So he thinks their heart is his heart and asks him everything. When Durasa Muni went to be relieved from the Sudarshan Chakra, what he's saying, Sadho hridayam mayam, sadhunam hridayam tu, tvaham madan madani ante madanyante na jananti naham tebhyo managapim. Sadhuvan is my heart, and I am the heart of my devotees, and I live in the heart of my devotees, and my devotees do not know other than me. No, he does not know anything else, and I also do not know anyone else other than my devotees. Sadhu is my heart, and he is the heart of the sadhu. So in this way, so in Krishna's heart, it is because of his loving done by his devotees. He has no space for anyone else, and Krishna also do not know anyone else. So there is no differences, just like iron and the fire. So it becomes, although it is different, but when it is put into the fire, it takes the quality of fire. So quality of the fire, and same way. So Bhakt or Bhagwan, they are, because of this loving relationship, they remain like worrying about the Supreme Lord. Like say somebody is a temple pujari, will be worried, did I dress him nicely? Did I bathe him nicely? Did I feed him nicely? Did I decorated him nicely? If you decorate the Lord, then you are automatically decorated. Your heart is decorated. Your heart is covered by so many materialism, and that gradually gets cleansed. Cheto darpana marjana. So our darpan, heart of our, that becomes cleansed by this devotional service. So he says that aham bhakta paradhino, he asatantra ivatuje. He's telling Durvasa, clearly he just said that I am bound up by the rope of my pure devotees. I am not free. I cannot free you. Sadhu bhir grasta hridayo bhaktar bhakta janapri. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhakta, my devotees love me and I love them. So Bhakti Ras, he cannot without Bhakta Vashyata, without having done this, although he is completely Swarat, completely independent, but without this he cannot relish this Bhakti Ras. So Krishna is Rashik Sekar, he wants to enjoy, but he is also Prema Dhin. But he wants the Prema. So Prem, in front of the Prem, there is no Prabhutai, there is no opulences of the Lord. Sometimes, like Krishna shows his opulences in front of Mother Yashoda, in the mouth, when she sees not only herself and Krishna looking in the mouth, but she sees all the universes and every so many devotees, and they are praying to the Supreme Lord, praying to this baby child. But it does not affect the devotion of the Yashoda Mata. She does not think, oh, it is maybe I'm just dreaming, and she immediately it is Narayan. So it is. So she was told that there will be some qualities of Narayan in your son. He is like Narayan, but she does not accept that he is my loving child. I have to protect him. Something has happened. So she loves his Ladla Asahaya Nirdosh. So Krishna remains her him is completely dependent on the mother, like like a little baby, and she's always worried about this child. So is it Krishna is helpless without? So does he has no knowledge like Nirbodh? He does not know. So her love becomes covered. Her love, not love, Aishwarya of the Supreme Lord becomes covered by the love of Yashoda Mai. Same thing with Srimati Radharani. So Krishna wants to relish the different rasas. We were created to relish different rasas. Raso Vaisa Rasam Yavayam Natva Anandi Bhavati. We become Ananda. Everybody is looking for Ananda bliss. But getting this ras or Ananda means connecting with Krishna. He is solid Ananda, Krishna. And then by connecting with Krishna, we also become Ananda. We are trying to connect with the material world, but we are rotting in the material world, rotating, taking so many lifetimes, so many species of life, and we are in the material world for millions and millions of years. But only in this human form of life we can get the love. We can love Krishna, and Krishna will love. And we are waiting for the love of Krishna. Without that, so this is not a dushan. Prema Dhinta is bound up by the rope of prem. This is a bhushan of the Lord. This is an ornament for the Lord. Prema Dhinatva. So it is not like the same. We are Maya Dhin. Maya, we are covered by Maya. Maya is pulling us. So Maya Dhinatva makes us very, very sad or very not happy. Or whereas the life is just goes on with this, that is Maya Dhinatva. But when we take the Bhakta Varshalta, or we take the service of the Lord, Prema Dhinatva, then it always increases. Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipadam Punamrita Swami. But Ananda, there will be no suffering, the bliss will increase. So our soul is looking for that bliss. Continuously it always increases. In the material world, whatever we get happiness, shorter, but that is in between the two suffering, if there is some little freedom, we think it is unhappy. But we are never happy in the material world. We have to take position like Vishnudev. So Vishnudev, Krishna came to him. Krishna picked up the chariot wheel to fulfill the desire, like Ajaham Harina Astra, that I will have Hari lift up the Astra. And then Krishna fulfilled his desire. So we will little bit talk about this Vishnu Pitama more and more. Who was this Vishnu Pitama that we are talking about? So he was this. There were 8 Vasus. They are Dharma Devtas. They are the sons of the Dharma Devta, and so they were cursed because they were stealing the Kamdhenu. Kamdhenu was Vasista's cow. So they were stealing that. And that was planned by Vishnu Pitama in his previous life was called Dyav. Dyav was his name. And then he listened to his wife that let us just bring this Kamdhenu who could give everything. So they fought and they possibly brought, although they could not be successful, Vasista's cow. And so all these 8 Vasus, but how they could go back to only one person became mistake, but all 8 were cursed that you will take birth in the material world. So Ganga Devi, she is also goddess, a devil goddess. So she says, I will protect you, I will bring you back soon. So she married to Shantanu, and so she said that only whatever I do, you will not stop me from doing that. So she was killing those 7 sons, 7 Vasus, one after another. As soon as they were born, they became free and they got their devatva. But the 8th son, that was Dyav, who, because he stole the cow of his sister, but because his wife wanted that way, and he did that. And that's why when the 8th child she was taking, then Maharaj Shantanu stopped him, don't throw her, just give me. So she disappeared, and the son was there. And then his name at that time was Devavrat. So now the Santanu became attached to Satyavati. That was Rasakanya. And then there was he went to the that let me marry her. But her father, Satyavati's father, said that her son should be the king. So he was hesitating. He was saying that how how I could take the whatever is Devavra, he should become the next king. How I could take away his position, and because he's the elder son. But nonetheless, when Devavra found out that my father is very morose and he could not be happy, so he found out through uh, ministers and others. So he went to this father of Dasraj, and when he said that you may not, he said that I would not. That your children will become, they will fight with Satyavati's children and they will take the kingdom. He said that I would not get married. So that was his. So he says, then he says that I will remain brahmachari lifelong. So that is the Vishnu Vrata. So that's why his name was given Vishnu, that he would not marry, he would remain brahmachari lifelong. So Vishnu, and then at that time there was flower coming from the higher planetary system, and then he became his father became very happy, and he gave him that you will die whenever you desire to die. And that's why he remained. He wanted to see that Yudhishthira Maharaj is enthroned before he dies. So he was also waiting for Uttarayan. That son is in the Uttarayan. He was lying in the bed, hero bed, for 6 months. When Krishna came, then his all was pain, was disappeared. So Vishnudev learned his memory, how much he was protecting his oath. That even Parshuram, he learned his education from Parshuram, was his guru. And then Amba, that is the Ashiraj's Kanya, Amba. Then Amba wanted to marry that because her lover did not, Shishupal, did not marry. So he says that not Shishupal. Anyway, then she said that let me marry Vishnu. But he said, no, I have taken the oath. So how much firm he was in his oath. So if you take an oath, say chanting 60 rounds, following for regulative principles, it should be done very, very properly, not whimsically or not someday you do. It should be done continuously. So what he is saying, that even if the Panchabhut, like Panchabhuta says, earth, water, fire, air, ether, if they leave their qualities, but I would not, whether the Indra becomes without any, like he becomes very weak, he cannot lift his weapons, or even Dharmaraj, but I would not leave my oath that I have taken, that I will remain like now brahmachari. So in this way, when Vishwadev, he knew the tattva, Krishna's tattva, who is Krishna. And so tattva means in truth, he understood that. So he is one of the 12 Mahajanas. And then in Krishna's Rasya, Yudhishthira Maharaj's Rasya Yagya, they all, at least Nakul and Sahadev, and they all said that he should be worshipped, Krishna should be worshipped first. And he also said that yes, that is correct. And so this Draupadi was asking, so he is the one who told her how he could die, what is the cause of it, because he loved this Pandavas, and he told her how you could kill me. So when Duryodhana, he stimulated him that you are protecting the Pandavas, you are not really helping me. Then he says that Ajahu Hari Shastra Karma. That today Hari will take the Shastra. The Lord Krishna. Tau Lajau Ganga Janani Ko Shantam Sutana Saham. Then I will be putting in humiliation to my own mother. So in this way, and then Krishna fulfilled his desire. Krishna knew, Krishna gave up his own pratigya that I will not take any weapon. So he took the chariot wheel, that is also a weapon. So he told Yudhishthira, because he was thinking that Vishnudeva, so Yudhishthira Maharaj was thinking that all this massacre was done because of me. Because of me, I wanted the kingdom. He did not really wanted the kingdom. Krishna wanted that he should be established. So that is the nature of Krishna. He is aristocrat, not only he is autocrat. He wants whatever he wants, it should be done in that way. Now, even in between, why all this, you may say that Pandavas, Kunti Devi, and they are his relatives, their cousins. Krishna used to worship Yudhishthira Maharaj, Kunti Devi, Bhima, their elder. Why they were suffering? So this suffering, so one has to be protected by Krishna. Like there are three things given in this particular verse: Brahmana, Dharma. If you are Dharmo Rakshati Rakshita, if you protect the Dharma, then you will be protected. Means you follow the Dharma. Another thing, Dharmo Rakshati Rakshita. Then Brahmanas are Vaishnavas. So one should always be under the protection of the Vaishnavas. Should be surrounded by Vaishnavas. Also, one should depend on Krishna. So these three things should be there. And Pandavas did that, followed that. So they are very dharmic. So anybody who is following Krishna consciousness, they should be respecting all these three things: Dharma, whatever the Krishna, as well as the Vaishnavas. These three will protect us. So Krishna was telling about Dharma's talks he was given. Then Draupadi went there. That what happened? What your knowledge of Dharma when I was being disrobed by Dushasana? Why you did not talk at that time? What happened to your Dharma? And she said that because I was eating the food, so that is also important. And Nyayapurna Anna, without any, that was not Nyayapurna. He just go down, he was just brought somewhere or another. There is a little story that one sadhu, very well known, went to a king's house and he gave him the palace where his wife and they were staying. But somehow there was a Naulaka heart and he stole that Naulaka. And his mind got polluted by eating some rice at the palace. When he went outside, the Naulaka heart was not there, he put it in his bag. But nobody would ask him. And they looked everywhere, because that was a palace, very expensive Naulaka heart. So, but then the sadhu came and said, he vomited that rice that he ate. So the matter is that if you eat a polluted rice or eat any food, which is cooked by non-devotees or it is not earned by pious means, then one's mind would be polluted. So there are many subtle things in this dharma, and how to protect the dharma and how to be guided by dharma. So after this Vishnu Pitama, he lived for 145 years. And Mark Shukla Astami, Mark Shukla, Kartik, Mark say post Mark after Kartik. Then he gave in between all the rishis, munis, even Krishna, and he pointed like he put his whole mind, look, not only praying to him, and his mind and chitta was with means only like there were many Arjuna and many people were there, but he concentrated on Krishna. So that should be the way. So that is the way how you should be taught. That is being taught by Vishnu Pitama in his life, and one can learn of that our ekagra chitta to Har Krishna. So now also, because of this Vishwa's oath, that when you do your tarpan, Pitra tarpan, then one should give a water to Dev Pitra, to Vishnu Pita, Jalanjali, and chant his name, Vishnu Pitama. Then only that your forefather will become satisfied. Vishmaya Varmane, that you get Vayagra Padagotraya Sankrapya Pravaraya Cha Aputraya Dadametat Jalam Vishmaya Varmane. in this way that one should offer Jal in Pitru Tarpan. So Krishna is Bhakta Vatsal. Krishna is always protect his devotees' promises. Krishna is not read few verses that so he wanted to point out because it was plan of the Krishna that he should be so he should not feel that it is happened that I have committed all this unnecessary killing that was Yudhishthira Maharaj thought. But when Vishwadev told him all this, then he becomes completely satisfied. Although Vyasadev and Krishna himself could not satisfy the burning heart of Yudhishthira Maharaj. It was Krishna's desire. So whatever happens in our life, we should take it as Krishna's desire. If you are a devotee, then Krishna takes your charge, and we should be protected by Krishna. And Krishna will always work. Although apparently it may look completely opposite. Somebody may get a cancer, somebody may win, somebody may lose everything, may not have anything. But still, whatever Krishna is doing, that is for our good, and we have to have a full faith. Rakshashati yadi vishwaso, gopatrapyo vanantati. That he will protect me, and he is my maintainer. He is like my husband, like a pati. So we should accept him as a maintainer and providing everything. Name bhakta pranashati. Onte pratijani name bhakta pranashati. That my devotee never perishes. So we should be guided by these verses that we are reading. So we should tolerate whatever, like Kunti Devi. Kunti Devi, she suffered so much. Like people like Pandu's death, and she became widow, and she had so many children, and she suffered greatly even after that rightful kingdom was taken away by Duryodhana, and they fought, and so many were killed. So these were all, but somehow or another, many things happened. Although Krishna was there all the time. Duryodhana was sending this Durvasa Muni to take food with 60,000 his disciples. So one has to tolerate whatever happens by Krishna's will. So one thing, one has to be a devotee, tolerate whatever happens by the plan of the Lord. Just like this Pandavas. Just 1 second. Very fast, so very Hare Krishna. Sorry for disturbance. So we learn from these stories and from these wonderful Bhagavatam verses, like this Devhuti and her son Kapil Dev. She's praying Nirvinnam Nitarambuman Asat Indriya Tarshana, that my As Indriya, although she is the wife of such a great Kardamuni, she is daughter of Manu, Swayambhu Manu, the first Manu, and she had a mother of Kapil Dev. But in spite of all that, she was not very happy because the senses they pull us. So we have to learn association of devotees, how to control the senses, how to please Krishna, not to do business with Krishna, and depend on Krishna completely. Just anyway, this Vishnu Pitama is a very ideal. Mahajan, 12 Mahajanas, Mahajano Yena Gatva Sapantra. So we will follow in their footsteps. Just like the clouds are pulled by the air. So something Krishna's desire pulls us and puts us into a situation which we may not like. A pious man is faithful to the Lord, or is guided by the bona fide Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, following the religious principles. These three guiding principles, Brahmanas, Vaishnavas, and Krishna himself. That we should. So what means is scriptures. one should not be disturbed by the tricks of the eternal time. Even the great controller of the universe, Brahmaji, is also under the control of that time. Therefore, so Kalos me that I am Kal, that Krishna was asked in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. It is being asked, who are you? He says that I am the Kal. So Krishna could take away whatever it is, everything belongs to him. He can take away or he can give us so much, but we should not feel that it is by my prowess, it is by my energy, everything we should give credit to Krishna. Even you walk, anything like that. Credit should be given to Krishna for everything. So thank you very much. If you have any comments, questions, I did not really exactly know when to finish, but it's 5 minutes to left. So if you have any comments, questions,
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, thank you for an amazing class. Such a nice recap of the Mahabharata and the many pastimes. One thing that really struck me is that how even Bhishma, who's a great devotee, could be contaminated by food grains. And so now, of course, we have this teaching in the Chaitanya Charitamrita about how if we eat karmi food grains, our mind turns to stool, which is not something I think we want. But my question is, on some of these blurred lines, you see like something like pasta, I've seen this you see it in many times, even in temples, in order for pasta to be as it is, it has to be kind of pre-cooked by, karmis and factories. So what is the kind of standard? I mean, did Prabhupada, was there anything with pasta with Prabhupada? Or, because I know there were some exceptions, like puffed rice, for instance, I think Prabhupada gave sanctions. So what is the, especially with these blurred lines, my question, is this going to have an effect on our consciousness? Gurumaj, I think you're muted. I cannot hear you.
We're not able to hear you, Prabhu.
Yeah, we cannot hear him.
I'm not sure what is happening. He doesn't see. I don't think he's able to hear us either.
I think his audio got disconnected. Audio not connected.
I'm not sure how to communicate to him. I can send him a chat and see if he. Prabhu, we cannot hear you.
Haribol Prabhu, we cannot hear you.
I'm not sure how to.
Maybe I can call Mataji. Hold on.
No, it's sad he's giving such a long answer and
Because he's on the online, on the.
yes, he's
so,
not going to answer.
Yeah, he cannot going to answer,
I don't know if he's on gallery view. I don't know if he's able to see us because It's just sad he's giving such a long answer.
We cannot hear you.
I think now he has realized.
Now he realized. Now he's doing something.
Haribol Prabhu, you are muted.
Oh, he's not muted, I think.
No,
He's not muted.
He's
oh,
not
he's
muted.
not muted.
That's
Oh,
why
I see.
Yeah, something has
I
happened.
don't know whether he can see us.
No.
Now he realized. Yeah.
He's not muted, but audio, like audio disconnected. Seems to be. So he has to connect the audio of the phone.
I don't know whether he's still talking or something. I don't know.
You can disconnect.
I think he logged out, so he logged back
Yeah.
in.
Yeah,
No,
that will work.
No, he didn't log out.
Is he still saying something? Hare Krishna Prabhu, no. I think he can see us, I think. He's calling him, I think.
Only Prabhuji, best way to do it, like once he's calling you, so you means he can log out and log in back, will fix that.